The most terrifying diseases in the world. A disease that literally eats you from the inside. Let's find out. Diseases are a part of life. Oftentimes we get diagnosed with flu, colds, and other such illnesses. However, there are some illnesses that one would never wish to have. They either cripple you with pain or make you wish you were dead. For today's video, we're going to be talking about the most terrifying diseases in the world. So without further ado, let's dive right in. 4. Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome, HIV/AIDS. First up on our list, we have HIV/AIDS. Every man, woman, and kid on the earth is now being affected by the epidemic known as HIV/AIDS. Since its discovery in sub-Saharan Africa in the middle of the 20th century, AIDS has spread to every nation on Earth. According to the most recent infection estimates, 33.2 million people worldwide are thought to be infected with the virus, and more than 25 million have died as a result of infection since 1981. AIDS is a disease brought on by the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, that is communicated by contact with body fluids, blood to blood, or sexual transmission. One of the major worries regarding this disease is that it can take up to 10 years for HIV to develop into AIDS, which increases the chance of the infection spreading among those who are infected with the virus, but may not be aware of their infection. Without antiviral medication, a person's life expectancy is only approximately 9 months after the illness has developed into full-blown AIDS. 3. Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax, malaria. The next deadly disease on our list is malaria. Planning a fun-filled trip to a far-off location? Don't forget the insect spray. Even then, you take a serious risk. Over 100 nations throughout the world have an endemic form of malaria, which poses a grave risk to 40% of the population. Even while this illness may not be as well known or terrifying as, say, hemorrhagic fever or BSE, the WHO estimates that malaria causes 300 to 500 million infection cases annually, 1 million of which result in patient death. According to current data, 10% of the world's population may experience malaria-related illness in any given year, making malaria the most common disease currently afflicting people, but not having the greatest mortality rates. Since malaria is a vector-borne illness, it cannot be passed from one person to another. Since the disease is instead spread by mosquitoes that carry parasites and contaminated blood, it is very challenging to put an end to an outbreak once it has started. The likelihood is that mankind would not have survived into the 21st century, and that we would have gone extinct as soon as the West reached Africa and Asia if malaria had been any more prevalent. Despite this, and despite the fact that about 1 million people every year pass away from the illness, society has mostly forgotten about malaria as a terrible killer. But make sure you get your shots before leaving on vacation, just in case. 2. Dengue fever. Next up on our list, we have dengue fever. This tropical virus, which is found in the same areas as malaria, is related to the West Nile virus, viral encephalitis, and yellow fever. Although most viruses have been eliminated from urban areas, dengue fever still continues to spread quickly across urban populations, primarily because of mosquitoes. There is a vaccination for dengue fever, and patients only get medical care aimed at treating the symptoms of the illness. High temperature, vomiting, bloody diarrhea, a low red blood cell count, and a low plasma count are all signs of dengue fever and can all lead to the victim's death. When dengue fever first appeared on the world stage in the 1780s, it quickly established itself as a very dangerous pathogen by generating 3 epidemics at once in North America, Africa, and Asia. Since then, dengue virus epidemics on a worldwide scale have tended to happen every 5 to 6 years. During this period, the virus mutates, raising concerns for the medical community to a whole new level. 1. Necrotizing fasciitis, flesh-eating bacteria. Last but not least, we have necrotizing fasciitis that is merely frightening. While not being the worst disease around, consider the following. You suffer a hand injury in an accident. The wound may be serious and require medical attention, or you may not even be aware of it. Either way, a bacteria that causes necrotizing fasciitis has now infected you. If the cut is deep enough, you might not even realize it happened until you start throwing up, and the wound begins to bleed pus. As the poisons secreted by this now thriving bacterial colony progressively kill your tissues within, your skin may start to change color and develop blisters around the cut's perimeter. Anyway, this wraps up our video for today. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments section down below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel while you're at it.